Today on All Out Brick, we're going to be taking a look at the Bionicle Stars. We're going to build the sets, review them, and then give out a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Brick. Welcome to another Motunui Monday. This week, we're going to be taking a look at the Bionicle Stars, which were a small collection of sets released in 2010 that were meant to be the final wave of Bionicle. Obviously, that makes this the finale of Motunui Monday, but not actually. Next week, I'm going to be posting a video that will serve as the finale for Motunui Monday, and then after that will come a video detailing the future of this channel. The Bionicle Stars were released in a 2010 winter wave and were more or less a bittersweet look back at some of the theme's previous sets and evolution. It was announced prior to the release of these sets that they were going to be the final wave of Bionicle, which feels like the right thing to do and builds more hype for a look back on some of the fan favorite characters and sets. I took a look back at videos posted when this news broke, and the overall feeling I saw was devastation and just a footnote that the Stars were going to be the final sets. The larger focus was on Bionicle ending. Golden pieces were featured in each of these sets to incentivize collecting all 6 to create the Golden Bionicle, which was just a juiced up Tahu. The packaging for these sets is of course going to be canisters. Anything else to cap off Bionicle would have been a mistake. The front of the canisters show off the buildable figure in front of a constant background consisting of a large gold How mask. It reminds me of the Mask of Light scene when there is a large How shaped gate. The bottom includes various set information as well as the golden piece featured in each of the sets. The back of the canister is more or less just an advertisement for the Golden Bionicle. We get an image of the Tahu set equipped with all of the armor, and there's callouts highlighting which set each of the pieces come from. There we go. Now, something that's really fun about these canisters, and people really like to, bring up when it comes to Bionicle, is typically they smell, and not bad, but there's a very distinct smell to it. So let's see. Yep, it's it's unmistakable. If you know Bionicle and you had it when you were a kid, you just takes you back. So inside, there's all of our green parts here. Interesting, and small little pamphlet. Very small instructions. You can see, compared to the size of my hands, they are small. There we go, straight on the inside. Nice little advertisement for the Bionicle Stars, and of course the Golden Bionicle. Straight into the instructions on the back, the Lego Win. Now, man, we're in the 2010s, I forgot. Some of this is starting to look a little bit more modern. You think back to the earlier Bionicle days, and they were really classic, but we're starting to look more and more to current Lego. So it's just been very interesting, of course, seeing over this entire series how just the packaging elements have changed, and it's really been a journey. So that's the final unboxing of the Gen 1 Motunui Monday. There's a strange feeling that these are the final sets of a 10-year-long journey. In the Toa Motunui review, I said that these were sort of an epilogue, and it really does feel like that. Let's go ahead and complete these final 6 builds. After 22 minutes, the Bionicle Stars are fully complete. To be completely honest, the hardest part of the whole build was opening the canisters. The builds themselves were unbelievably straightforward and really similar to the Agori and Avmatoran. First up is Toa Tahu. Seeing that mask again is just magical, regardless of the fact that it's proportioned ever so slightly different. Something that's going to be a theme for all of these sets, but we'll discuss now, is that it feels a bit alien seeing a set that's supposed to be 2001 Tahu, but is clearly not that. The base colors are of course the same, but aside from the flame sword and the mask, the pieces are completely foreign. The flame sword does have a slightly different take on it, with not only a new part mold, but also a silver guard on the underside. Gresh is naturally going to look very similar to the original set, given that the part molds are very close to the style of the original. The mask is different in that there is no gradient on this mask compared to the original, which featured a dark green mouth area. The weapons in this star set are silver and fit in quite well, but it should be noted that in the original set, these were also a gradient of dark and lime green. This version of Gresh does feel much smaller than the original. It's essentially an Agori that's meant to be Gresh. Next up is Takanuva, who is built to represent the 2008 version of the set, given the silver Mask of Light. At first, I was a bit stumped as to why they would go this route instead of the 2003 figure, but then it clicked that if they included gold pieces to recreate the 2003 version, well, there goes a lot of the significance for your Golden Bionicle promotion. Takanuva does carry one weapon in each hand, which I love the handles for in their dark gray style, rather than just a black axle. They fit the set just so much better. Once again, this set is absurdly smaller than the original and really throws you off. The Piraka comes in as one of the more creative remakes, the color scheme we've seen before with the Piraka, but the spine and face are very unique and certainly built for the scaled down 2010 version. It almost feels like if they molded this piece a little bit more, that they could have claimed it to be an entirely new species. Just a side note to those of you who hate stepping on a brick, the spikes are sharp. Not like cut your skin sharp, but they're pretty prickly. With the Skrall, at first I thought this was an exact remake of the 2009 set, but essentially it's a blend between the 2009 Skrall appearance and the part usage and construction of the Attackus Agori, but also in the color scheme of Tuma. I guess you could say it's a summary of the 2009 antagonists. The pop of lime green given off by the double pin piece are immaculate, and one of my favorite parts of this entire wave. Fun fact, this is the only set ever in which this part does come in lime green. In a wave that's supposed to be remakes, the Rhakshi is actually my favorite set of the bunch because it branches off of the original and gives us something completely new with the yellow color scheme. It would have been much more consistent with the rest of the wave to make this brown, since we got a brown Rhakshi in 2003, but I'm not complaining. It did throw me for a loop that the back piece and the spikes are connected. I was hoping for a classic opening feature like we had with the 2003 Rhakshi. And now for the big pinnacle of 2010, I can't lie, the Golden Bionicle is awesome. The gold maybe clashes a touch with the orange, but this version of Tahu truly looks invincible. The golden mask is incredible and has such a nice reflectivity to it. The other gold pieces are simply swap outs for the existing armor pieces, and then a supplemental gold shield, which is a cool throwback to Galak Kal. I find it really interesting that 3 of the golden parts are identical, so you don't really have to get all 6 of them. You could obtain all the necessary golden parts by just stacking up on 3 of any of the sets that contain the shoulder and chest armor. When I look at this group of sets as a whole, I can appreciate the fact that these were done as a final wave, rather than abruptly ending the theme after the final 2009 sets. It's a bit of a thank you to the fans, but at the same time, I understand why people were very upset. Not only were they dealing with the end of a decade-long theme that's very close to them, but also when it comes to remakes, these are pretty bad. I can only imagine the reaction today if we were told that we were getting a 2001 Toa Tahu, a Rhakshi, Takanuva, and a Piraka, only to receive these. I would want nothing less than a true re-release of the original set with some flared up packaging. Unlike the previous, 8 sets, these ones are rather affordable. In used condition, they can be found for around $10 US each, and in brand new sealed condition, they'll cost you around $40 US each. Toa Tahu is a little bit more expensive than the others because, well, of course, he's Toa Tahu, but also he comes with a gold mask. In terms of a score, I'm going to give the Bionicle Stars a 5-0, which is not the best ending to Gen 1 of Bionicle. At the end of the day, this is a bad wave of sets. They're all shells of their inspiration set. But at the same time, there's new molds and a clear effort to recreate the old sets in some way. It's a bit confusing to me, but at the end of the day, I feel quite unsatisfied with the individual sets, but at the same time, I have a lot of appreciation for what the design team was attempting to achieve with the minimal budget that they probably had. So that wraps it up. 5-0. That's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to be the first to see all of our future content, which will be revealed soon. Also be sure to check us out on our website and follow along on our social media pages. Until next time, stay bricking.